Right, do you remember Jackanory? Yeah, they used to tell the stories. Well, they had a guy on Jackanory telling the story of Cinderella, but they didn't realise he was dyslexic. And it went something like this. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young girl called RindaCella, who lived in a large mansion with her two ugly sisters and sticky wet mother. Now, RindaCella worked very hard, flogging scores, weaning clindos, and shivelling shut. In fact, by the end of the day, RindaCella was mucking facked. Now, RindaCella had two sisters, and they were called Mary Hinge and Betty Swallocks. And they both had tickets to both to the Gall. But they wouldn't let RindaCella go. In fact, her only friend was Buttons. And he wasn't speaking to RindaCella, because she wouldn't cook his sock. Later that night, RindaCella was sitting there all alone, and suddenly there was a hucking huge bang, and a little old lady appeared. Shinder's writ herself. "Foo the hooky you," she cried. "Foo the hooky you." "Don't be afraid," said the woman. "I'm your gary fod mother." And with a waft of her wind, she turned a pumpkin and 6 mice into a hooking huge carriage. "Mice or crooking fighty," Rinda shouted. "It's a mucking firacle." But her gary fod mother said, "You must be back by midnight, or there'll be a cooking calamity." At the ball, RindaCella was dancing with the pransome hints. He'd been there since 8 o'clock and was as fist as a part. "Shanty a fag," he said. "Shanty a fag." Suddenly the clock struck 12, and RindaCella pucking panicked and went running out of the ballroom, tripping bass over ollocks. "Bumcack! Bumcack!" cried the pransome mince. "I didn't even get a Joe Blob." And looking down, he spotted RindaCella's slash glipper, and picking it up said, "Whoever this glipper sits, I shall marry." So the next day he tried the slash glipper on Betty Swallocks, but the glipper wouldn't sit. In fact, she tried so hard she let out a fig bart. "Ooh, that stucking finks!" cried the pransome hints. "Who's first charted? Who's first charted?" "It's that felly smucker over there," said Buttons. So he tried the slash glipper on RindaCella, and the glipper sitted, pucking perfectly, and taking hold of RindaCella's hand, took her upstairs and bagged her shames out. And later, RindaCella and the pransome mince were both married, and RindaCella ended up with 8 children and a foal and swanny.
Every credit.
How brilliant is that?